This program is brought to you through the kind support of the Friends of That's What She Said. Support BCTV by visiting bctv.org/support.
It used to be great, now it's not so great, but it's still pretty great. Reading. Ate pretzels nonstop and pot pie no top. No dessert till we drop. Perks. Did they really say that? They did not say that. Yeah, they did say that. That's what she said.
Hello, everybody. We are That's What She Said. My name is Sheila.
I'm Martha.
I'm Nicole.
And I'm Sarah.
Hey.
Hey.
We want to remind you that you can call us at 610-378-0426. And you can also tweet us at She Tweets to Me on Twitter. And Jamie, where was all our links at? On the website?
On the website.
On our website, twss.tv. That's where everything is, so you can find us there. Okay, so we're going to start pretty heavy today. We have a really important topic to touch
We're
on.
a heavy time.
We're ready.
Yeah,
Let's
the
go.
Florida school shooting. That was that was a really huge deal recently. Mm-hmm. There's that. I mean,
It's heartbreaking, it's sad, but unfortunately, it's not the first time.
No, and what
and
makes
unfortunately,
it,
probably not the last,
No.
which is a sad, scary thing.
but what makes it a big deal this time is that the students specifically are rising up and not accepting
Right.
the status quo of how we respond to this. They are changing the
I
narrative.
hope that, I hope it continues.
I do too.
And I really hope, and if you're listening and you're a college student, get your college kids involved in this, folks. It really bothers me that I've only heard of one college, I think Florida State, has gotten involved with
Because they're
Florida.
nearby.
Right.
It hits home
but
for
all
them.
colleges. This is college students who live
Sure,
in a
yeah.
bubble should really come out of that bubble and know that this could just as easily have happened at Albright or Penn State or wherever.
Anywhere.
And it has happened.
Workplace.
Yep.
It happened at Virginia Tech. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. I think
who was it?
that's-
The drama students, right? That
Yes.
started
Yes.
the never
Yeah,
again.
It's a lot of the kids that are in drama
Mm-hmm.
and theater. The one kid specifically said he was leaving his drama class right when the shooting started. So
they all
these-
hid in the drama room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of them. So yeah, and that's why people are like, oh, these kids are so poised. They can't be, they can't be real teenagers. Well, let me tell you something. I work with teenagers every day for the last 14 years.
Right.
They can be that poised.
Yes.
They absolutely
They can
can.
be that impassioned, and they can change things. And I'm sick of people telling them that they can't because they're,
Because they're young.
because they're young and they're the millennials and they don't care about anything. These kids care about stuff.
They do care.
And-
they definitely care.
And I think kids become that way when they're around good models. Kids don't just become that way.
You're
They've had
right. It's
good
who they're
models.
surrounded by.
They've had they've had good teachers, they've had good role models that have encouraged them to speak out and to become very good at speaking and very powerful in what they believe. And I think, that doesn't just happen again. I think that a lot of credit goes to the teachers that they've had and
Right.
everybody else in the community. But
And I mean, speaking of teachers, I mean, you two are educators. And what do you think about arming the teachers?
over
I mean,
my dead body.
okay, and
I'm
you know
quoting
what?
Charlton Heston.
I'm not in the classroom, but I mean, you're there to teach. You're not there to play a cop.
Yep.
Whoops.
I'll
There
tell you
goes my
something.
phone.
Okay, so my husband and I will be clear about this. We have a gun in our home. It is.
I do
It's
too.
an
I'm armed.
AK-13.
No, it is not. It's a handgun,
So
and
that's
never
it.
would I
Right.
have.
Yeah, it's a different thing.
and
You
it's
don't
for
have an
protection.
Well, I don't need an assault rifle or anything. There's no reason for
have
that.
a semi-automatic like that. I know that there are many other semi-automatics because that's the first argument that comes out. Well, this one looks like this and this one looks like that.
Do
but
we
they're both
need
the
any of
same gun.
those?
But do you need one that is specifically for
War.
war
Taking out the most amount of people, short amount of time.
exactly. These are not just for
No.
shooting practice.
Oh.
And I get that they're fun to shoot, but you know, there's a lot of things that are fun.
But there's a place
we
for that. You don't
shouldn't
need that
do.
in your home.
Yeah, exactly. And I really think that people need to exercise restraint at this point. And, you know, the response is not to arm the teachers, because honestly, I'm really sorry, but you're adding one more thing upon me that society has thrust upon me as an educator. I don't just get to
They need
teach my
security,
classes.
not armed teachers.
But I don't get to just teach my classes. I have to be therapist. I have to be parent. I have to be guidance counselor. I have to be a million different things to these kids before
and
I
now
ever
you're
get
just supposed
to teach
to
them.
be security.
And now you want me to be Rambo as well.
I think there must be psychological studies too that somebody's going to bring up to talk about the kind of person that becomes a dedicated teacher is probably not the kind of person that becomes a dedicated warrior.
Right. Because it's
If I
not what
wanted to
teaching
do
is
that,
about.
I would have done something else.
You'd have joined the military or
we're
something.
The compassionate. My husband and I were talking about it too, and there are kids that I taught that I know were troubled, not to that extent. I could in no way have ever shot them.
Yep.
I could not have shot some of
No.
those kids. They've now grown up and they're successful, and but at 16 they were royal pains, and they were totally against school, and they couldn't learn in a learning environment that everybody else was learning in, but they were dear and they were precious, and if one of them had come at me with a gun, had I had a gun, I could not have shot him.
Really?
No.
Wow.
No, I wouldn't have. Only if one of my children, and I'm not talking about students, but to
biological,
protect
yeah.
my family, I would have.
Right.
It's the only way
But
I
not
could
about
fire a
you.
gun.
Yeah.
No, I
That's a
would
heavy
not protect
responsibility.
myself by shooting
It's
a couple of those kids that I'm
it's-
thinking of.
It's a heavy responsibility. And I was saying earlier this morning, I made a side comment in class, and this one young man was sitting there, and I have to say, I love this kid. He's a ninth grader. He's a wonderful young man. I truly appreciate him. But he looks at me, and with full earnesty, he goes, "Yeah, arm the teachers. That's the answer." And I
It's
looked at him and
not
I
the
went,
answer.
It's an easy
I went,
answer.
"Sweetie, that is not the answer." And I said, "You know, it's the 100 things you can think of that can go wrong, like, where am I going to store it? Oh, you keep it on your person.
And we
Okay, now I
What if
now
something
I
happens?
Okay, wait
now
a
I go
minute.
into altercation to break it up.
Let's
Kid
look
gets
at the
it
four
from
of
me.
us. Y'all want to wear a vest
No. Not
all
today.
the time
No.
because, frankly,
You
I'm
would
not going to
have
have
to.
time to put one on if a shooter comes into the school.
No.
So I should probably wear one every day. I don't think so.
Well, this one teacher I saw made a video, and she made a very good point. She's like, you know, when an active shooter comes into the building, we are told, and you know, we try to shut the door, because if we have students, my first responsibility is to put them in a place of safety. So now if I have a gun, is my first goal to get the shooter to come to me and my students so that I'm engaged in active combat?
Yeah. Right.
That conflicts with
terrifying. It's
everything that I think of as a human being and a protector of students.
I have
Then
a,
how do you think the schools should handle these situations as of now?
See,
There's no
but-
active
but
plan
see,
in place.
I think we have narrowed the view here. We're not talking about the Las Vegas shooting. We're not talking about the club shooting where was it, in Florida, in Orlando. We're not talking about those shootings. Why are we only limiting it to schools? If we talked about gun restraint,
And bring in
then
all
we
of
would
that.
cover all of those. And it's the same kind of gun.
I
It's
think
been
with
used in all of
schools,
them.
it's because that's supposed to be a place of safety, if you
Right.
will.
And your
so-
children
so
are
So
there.
it's like
setting, yes.
Right.
like it's kind of like world rocking when things like that happen. More
But-
so
but
than if it
there-
should happen out in a public venue. I mean,
But
that
how
still
about
is scary too.
How about
but-
the shooting in the church? You know, in the church down south.
Or at the
last
Vegas
year.
concert.
Exactly. So.
There's a lot.
You know, I
It
think-
happens
I mean,
all the time.
I'm not saying that
unfortunately.
school's not important, because obviously this has at least focused
On the children.
It has focused the high idea of considering what we're doing. The other thing is, you can buy a gun at a gun show without anything.
Without
Nothing.
anything.
There's no.
I can't even buy liquor on a Sunday.
I couldn't buy liquor the other day because I had no idea. I'm like, I bet if I walked in and tried to buy a gun, I could do that with or
But at
without
a gun
ID.
show, you don't have to have a. You can
Certain
just
gun
go
shows,
into a
yeah.
gun show and buy a gun.
Wow, that's scary to
scary.
think
Oh,
about.
very
And
scary.
I think that's where I'm coming at on a lot of this, because the argument is raised to me, well, you know, you can buy this and you can buy that and you can buy this. Well, we put restraint on other things. We put levels of expectation on other things. And yeah, some people will still abuse that, but the restraint is there.
But I drive a car, which I have to have inspected every year. I have to have my license renewed. I had to pass a test to get that, not just a written test, but I had to pass a test. I also have to have insurance. Maybe if we had gun owners force them to get expensive insurance, and if somebody
Or
else
background
shoots a gun,
checks or something.
my insurance goes up if somebody else has an accident. So maybe we could just make it a little bit more,
Regimented?
well, a little bit more financially difficult to maintain a gun. Why shouldn't you have to go through all those things?
Right, pay to renew things,
Exactly.
pay to
And
pass
pay
a
good
test
fee.
and things.
Pass a good fee to.
Owning a gun is a responsibility, and I
It
think
is.
if you're wanting that responsibility, you should have to have some sort
very
of.
honestly, I'm only talking about assault
financing.
guns. I'm not caring about rifles or shotguns, or I am caring about bump stocks and caring about assault rifles. No one needs a gun like that.
No.
Things with high capacity.
Right. If you want to shoot a gun like that, go to a gun range, rent one, do your thing, and then leave. Give it back and leave.
I hope that, I remember when Columbine happened, I was sitting in my college dorm room, and that was devastating. It was upsetting.
That was the first
It was the
one.
first one that you really knew about. And everybody was all up in arms, and everybody was going to do something, and then it stopped.
Exactly.
And then when Sandy Hook happened, that was crushing. And you really thought that was going to be the moment that something happened, and it stopped. It cannot stop.
No.
You have to keep moving forward. You have to keep pushing for the change.
And I think Sandy Hook was the one that broke me. Seeing
were little
they were
kids.
those were
children.
little, and now with David getting to that age, I mean, it breaks my heart to even think about it. And I leave him at daycare every day, and my heart stays with him. Like
We're no-
Are you
we're not
nervous to
safe.
leave him at daycare?
no, it's
Are you nervous leaving him at daycare?
sometimes
Are
not
you?
because I don't trust the teachers. He has wonderful teachers, and I know
just
that
don't
they would
trust
do
everything else.
everything in their power to protect my baby, but they can't protect him from everything apparently. But but after nothing happened,
Yeah.
I think I got really dejected at where we were headed. So now that I see this happening with these kids, I'm all for it. I support them. You guys change the world because you're the ones that you got to change it for you and my kid.
Yeah.
And that's
And we
the
have
most
to, but
important thing.
when we heard about that the kids were walking out of schools.
Well, there is. Oh,
and-
we have a home viewer, guys.
Oh,
Hi, home viewer.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
What's your name?
Larry,
Hi, Larry.
hi, Larry.
I want to put forth something that at first blush you're going to think is outrageous, but I'm going to do it anyhow.
Go ahead.
These things seem to happen in public schools. And except for the nickel mines disaster, what was that, about 10 years ago, which was an Amish school down in Lancaster. They're all in public schools, and they kind of fit the same profile.
You're right.
I can
they're all
see
kinda similar.
a-
So it's because public schools have to accept every child.
Well, for a number of reasons. But I think we will see in the future, and here's where you'll go, oh, this guy's crazy, that there will be no public schools.
Then that's what our country was founded on, public education.
Well, not really.
Yes, it
I mean, that
was.
came along. It wasn't founded on public education, but it evolved into public education. But what will take its place? The same thing that's taking the place of all the brick and mortar stores and the malls. Cyber schools. And if you would have spoken to someone 30 years ago and said that Sears, Walmart, Kmart, stores like that and malls would be vacant across the country, and large retailers would be going bankrupt because everyone was ordering things online. Remember, 30 years ago, there was no online. they would have said you're crazy.
But what about the socialization? I don't think you can compare
No,
shopping.
no, I'm not arguing for it.
Oh.
I'm not arguing
So
for it.
then are you going to continue, though, talking in favor of public schools to keep us strong?
You mean me?
You?
Why would I do that?
Why wouldn't you?
Well, why would... You're getting off the beaten path. I'm not against public schools.
Right, but you're saying
I'm
they're going
just
to
saying...
disappear. But don't you think they do things that are not going to be able to be done
Of course.
in isolating children?
Yes.
So then we need
But it's
to...
already happening.
So we have to promote public education.
Ladies, I'm not arguing the merits of public education. I'm just saying that I can see a time in the future, and perhaps the not too distant future, that public schools, the way we know and the way they're constructed, will be a thing of the past.
Well, let me counter that with just one argument. We said that about nuclear power plants.
But
And
let
many
me
of
just
them know
stop.
that in the future...
I'm not arguing in favor of it.
No, I'm just saying that I don't think it's an inevitable thing, because it was thought that nuclear power was going to be the future of this country's power, and how many nuclear power plants have been shut down in California and in many places. It just isn't what we thought it would be. So I'm just saying, to counter your argument, that all change isn't necessarily going to happen just because it seems like it's going to happen.
Well, I'm not phrasing it as an argument. I'm phrasing it as a theory, something that will come.
Right. I'm just kind of
And
saying,
it's
think
an
about
evolution.
what I say.
And I understand what you're saying, and I can see that. And thank you very much for your call.
You're quite welcome.
My hope is that we will continue to see the value of public education, continue to fund it properly.
Yeah, I think we really have to. And I appreciate your call, too,
Yes,
because I
thank
think
you for
you have
calling.
given us something to think about. You really have. It's something to think about. I would rather not have to think about it,
Yeah.
because
we
I
do.
will do everything I can to counter that, to see that that doesn't happen.
Thank you for calling,
you, Larry.
sir.
Thank you.
Okay. So now I'm sure that Martha is ready to have a rant. How's that for a segue?
She's ready to start now?
Sarah was asking about my segues.
You got it, girl.
I can't guarantee it. I'm very tired today. but-
Well, I have to tell you that I have ranted so much in the last month that I decided that I was going to do something different, because one of the things that we have to start thinking more positively about things. And I don't know when this was. Last fall, I think, Julie Andrews was celebrating her 79th birthday. I'm a couple years from doing that, but not too far in the distant future. She sang a song, which I'm not going to sing, but if you want to hum my favorite things, feel free.
Do it.
Oh, my favorite
And
thing.
so, well, give me a minute, and I'll cue you. Okay.
Sorry, I got excited. So give me a C.
So, Julie Andrews. So, I have to tell you that growing older is not for the faint of heart.
I
Everything
know.
you've heard about it. Oh, at 35.
I'm 39.
Okay, so to my favorite things. Botox and nose drops and needles for knitting, walkers and handrails and new dental fillings, bundles of magazines tied up in string. These are a few of my favorite things. When the pipes leak, when the bones creak, when the knees go bad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad. Hot tea and crumpets and corn pads for bunions. No spicy hot food or food cooked with onions. Bathrobes and heating pads and waiting for spring. These are a few of my favorite things. Back pain, confused brains, and no need for sinning. Thin bones and fractures and hair that is thinning. And we won't mention our short shrunken frames when we remember our favorite things. When the joints ache, when the hips break, when the eyes grow dim, then I remember the great life I have, and then I don't feel so bad.
That was so cute.
Since well, it's not original. As I said, Julie beat me to it.
Hey, but it was good, and I think we could all relate, even those that aren't quite that old yet. We're getting there, and today I feel old, so I feel your pain. That's so funny. That was awesome. Roll that DVD.
Rants.
Okay, we're back. We want to remind you that you can give us a call at 610-378-0426. So has anybody been to West Reading recently to see the outlets, the VF outlets? They were
luxury apartments.
Is that what they are? I've not been to
build-
West Reading recently, so I don't know what's going on there.
Where China and Glass was?
Yeah.
They're going to be really posh luxury apartments.
Wow.
With
and I just signed a lease. What the heck? Wait a minute.
Hope it wasn't for too long.
Get me out of there. I want to move again.
This is what I hear. Concierge service, so they will deliver meals to your room.
That's what's up.
They're going to have a swimming.
I need that.
They're going to have a swimming pool on the roof.
Oh, I don't need that. I don't swim.
So posh apartments. I mean, there you are.
I missed the boat once again.
Get that apartment.
Right? Yeah.
I'll come over and swim.
Yeah.
Use your pool pass.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my question to that. They built those condos over ye old Viva.
Right.
They are beautiful,
The vacant
too.
building
Yes,
formerly known as Viva. And are
They're
those
expensive.
fully leased?
They are. Those are regular apartments.
But
But are they? But like, is that building
Oh, I don't
full?
know.
I don't think they don't
think they
look
are,
as though
no.
some of them were.
Exactly. So I'm
They're
thinking
expensive.
like, okay, those
Oh, yeah, they're
are
not
they're
cheap.
there and
ridiculous.
not full, and you're gonna build more of those that ain't gonna get filled.
Maybe it's a competition thing.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
it's two different
Maybe that'll do it.
investors.
My
who are
concierge is
like,
better
oh,
than your concierge.
Yeah, let's build two luxury apartments that nobody can afford right next to each other.
But my
Pissing
door-to-door
matches that.
service is better than your door-to-door service.
You can see anything from there.
There's nothing to see.
There's nothing to
Penn
see.
Avenue.
Right.
But
across
I
the
mean,
parking
some people
lot.
don't worry about that. I don't know.
guess not. But I guess it's going to change drastically.
We'll find out. I guess I have to take a trip through West Reading and see.
McDonald's.
Right.
Go on this side of the McDonald's versus that side of the McDonald's.
Oh my
West
goodness.
Side Mickey D.
Hey, McDonald's is right there. That's right. Well, McDonald's.
Oh my goodness.
Although McDonald's. Are we waiting for it? It's not a segue. Well, it kind of is. McDonald's has Shamrock Shakes, which taste like Thin Mints, which are my favorite Girl Scout cookies.
Really?
It is.
Yeah, I
Nicole,
agree with you.
really? Oh
I
my
agree with
gosh.
you. I used to
Well,
love
I don't know that we can be friends now that you just.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I can't abide by them.
Oh,
I
want to.
No Girl Scout cookies or just Thin Mints?
Oh, I thought we were talking about Shamrock Shakes.
They were talking about Girl Scout cookies.
Oh,
Thin
They
Mints.
taste
that
like
was, well,
That was a segue.
that was a
Shamrock
okay,
Shakes are.
So no to
I'll
Shamrock
ignore
Shakes.
that.
And I swore off Girl Scout cookies this year.
So did I. I
I did
refused because last year I ate so many and it was
God,
just
like
terrible.
10 boxes.
There's drugs in them because well, how else do
swear.
you not like you can't resist those.
Those caramel delight things, or what
Forget
they
about
what
it.
Samoa? Oh, give me some more of those. Those are good.
But I like that.
Yeah, those are good. And those thank yous that are the cookie with the chocolate on the bottom.
I like them all. It's like shortbread or something like that.
Yeah, it's like shortbread cookie on the top, and they say thank you in like 5 different languages, and then chocolate on the bottom. No, you can't go wrong with those. Yeah, thank you indeed. Had none of those this
So we
year.
swore
Not a
off of
single
that.
one.
All of us did. No, nobody here got Girl
I
Scout.
haven't.
No.
Same.
No.
Wow.
I
Okay.
resisted.
Sorry, Girl Scouts.
Nobody-
Maybe
Sorry.
next
Well, I
year.
have no
door
self-control
sign.
with them. So
Yeah,
there's
you got
just-
like
yeah.
60 of my dollars last year. So
Yeah, same. I'm not doing that again. I'm trying to avoid them. Every time I see them at the Redners, I'm like, nope, don't look at me because then I have to. Don't no eye contact.
they were selling at
Don't
Queen
look
City
at
the
me.
one weekend. There was sweet little girl outside Queen City is selling, and we're just like, morning. And David's like, mommy, and I'm like, go, go, go.
Push the kid out the door.
We don't know her.
I read in the
Mommy,
news
are
that
those
they're
cookies?
setting up
No.
shop outside marijuana dispensaries
Yes,
where
I
it's
saw
legal.
that.
Right place.
Genius, little business girls, right? Where else would you sell the most cookies?
plan.
Let me see. Let's find the stoners and feed them. Those little girls are geniuses, right?
Nothing wrong with good entrepreneurs.
All right. Well,
Another home
another
viewer.
home-
Hey.
Okay.
I hope they have an
viewer.
opinion on Girl
Girl
Scout
Scout.
cookies. It's going
What
to
do
be a
we
Girl
have?
Scout.
Hello,
Hi.
Hello.
it's Jane. How are you, darling?
Hi, Jane. How are you?
Jane, we
Uh,
miss you, Jane.
We miss
I
you.
I miss you too. I'm sorry. I spent the day. A tour bus broke down,
Oh, no.
and I spent the day under the bus helping the driver with some mechanical things.
You were
and
under
I
the
just,
bus.
I was.
Jane.
I bet you didn't know I did mechanics.
I
auto
didn't
mechanics.
know.
It's one of my many talents.
That's amazing.
But yes, I was such a fright. I couldn't get myself together in time to actually get there and be presentable. And
We understand.
Understood.
We
But
miss you. Where are you?
well, I am outside of Nashville.
Ooh.
Nashville. Wow. Okay.
Yes.
How are you
Earlier,
liking it? Except for the bus
Oh,
thing.
well, you know, I'm here for the night. I'm just in a hotel room washing grease off myself. So
Buses
it's
are
like
messy.
Night.
it's like any other hotel room you might see.
Aw. Well, I hope you're having a good time.
I am. I just wanted to say something regarding that gentleman's call, which was fascinating, actually. But and I know again he wasn't arguing for this, but if I think part of the problem we're having now with the violence in schools is the lack of socialization.
Exactly.
Where more and more children are more, well, we all are in tune with their devices, and they're not actually relating to people as human beings.
Fact.
Absolutely.
That's a
And
fact.
if one goes to a cyber school, complete sort of situation, nobody's ever going to know what another human being looks like.
And that's what my point was when I was trying to say, the benefits of being in a community setting with school, a public education, with all sorts of people is of much more value than isolating yourself with a homeschool situation or cyber school where you're sitting in front of a screen.
Agreed.
Indeed. And I think this also has to be said, and I haven't heard anyone put it this way, and I love that these kids are keeping the movement alive in this after this latest tragedy. But bump stocks, that shooting was over a year ago, or a year ago, and it was a big thing, get rid of bump stocks, and suddenly now it's back. How do we ensure? And I hope these kids keep their fortitude. But how do we ensure that a month from now all of this won't again be forgotten, as it has been every other blasted time?
There's no way.
No.
It's going to happen again until something
Yeah.
changes.
Right.
The how we do it is these kids who are stepping up, we support them and we encourage them and we stand behind them and show them that we're with them and amplifying their voices, not trying to smother them, and give them a platform to be heard
Right.
so that they can continue this on.
I think they're the new flower children.
I was
Yeah.
just going to say, I think we're having a resurgence of
I hope so.
the energy of the
I hope
60s.
so.
I agree.
Yeah, I did too.
I definitely agree.
But
And
I did hear that there was a superintendent in Texas who said that if any of his students walked out the next day,
He was
they
suspended.
had to keep going. He would expel them.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Indeed, and he should be fired.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
absolutely.
indeed. I certainly wouldn't. I can't imagine some people I know who would have said to students, "Well, I'm giving a test, and if you're not here that day, you will fail the course."
I can't imagine being in
I've
high school
heard
and having
that.
fear of being
I've
shot.
definitely
I have
heard
too.
teachers say that.
Yep, I can't imagine being in high school and having fear of being shot.
No.
And I
no,
graduated, and I
exactly.
date myself in 1997,
Yeah.
but it was never fear you had.
No,
The worst thing was
no.
there might be a fight between
97.
someone.
Right, exactly.
I graduated in 99, right after.
95.
Yeah, after Columbine.
I'm not talking. I'm reading my poem.
All right, darlings. I'll let the phone line open up again.
We love you, Jane.
you,
Thank you
Jane.
for calling
But
us.
I miss you so much, and
We miss you too.
can't wait to be back together with you.
We
We're
can't
excited
wait
to hear
to.
that.
Good luck
I
with
may
your
call
bus.
again if I may call in again if something gets my hackles up.
Do it.
Enjoy
Keep
Tennessee.
us on speed dial.
Thank you, my dear. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, now we're going to actually turn to Sarah. We're going to do our books and beverages. Roll that DVD.
A delightful situation, a readable tome, and a tasty libation. It's Sarah's books and beverages.
Sorry. Okay, so tonight's book is called Time of My Life. It's by Alison Wynne Scotch. So I read this book.
Wait. No, you keep going.
Okay, sorry.
I'm sorry, Nicole.
I read
wait.
this book a few years ago, and it came along in a good time in my life. It's kind of one of those moments where you like your life, you're happy, but you wonder, had where I went left, if I would have went right, what would have happened? And that's basically what this book is about. It's about a woman who has the picture-perfect life, great on paper, but she thinks about what would have happened had she taken a different course. And basically, she wakes up one morning and she's back 7 years later. So as cheesy as it sounds, it's actually really good. I actually have read it twice, and I might do a third time, who knows. But I really would like to pair it with this Josh wine, my new favorite wine.
That's so funny. I just took a picture of that. That's why I said, wait, I got to send that to my friend
And now
Josh.
Giant over in West Lawn sells wine.
I just moved right next to that. Here we go.
So you can
I'm
get
not
it
even
there.
upset about those luxury
It's like
apartments now.
$18.99 and totally worth it.
That's amazing. Have you tried that wine?
Oh yeah, I drink it all the time.
Oh, good.
Not like all the time, but
It's
a decent
enough.
amount. Yes, it's a
Sounds so
very nice
fancy.
dry wine that's not like too dry. It goes down well. I love it.
Oh, good.
That's my book and beverage.
That's so cool. I like that book too.
Floating bottle.
All right, roll that DVD.
A delightful situation, a readable tome, and a tasty libation. It's Sarah's books and beverages.
I don't want to get
Been
like,
trying to run
exhausted.
things
Yeah,
here.
something.
Yeah. Well, not just that, but I'm like tired. I got a long night ahead of me. If I drink wine, I'm gonna be down for the count. Not happening. I'll pound it and then run. No, I don't know. So let's talk about the measles epidemic in Europe.
In Europe.
Yeah, like
Scary.
That's
very scary.
Here.
Scary. There's been a real
People don't
big-
vaccinate.
Right.
That could
And I
happen
don't know, I
anytime.
didn't read anything other than there is quite an epidemic and they're really concerned about it. I don't know what the vaccination rate is over there or how they pushed it, but it's
low.
a dangerous disease and it's dangerous for pregnant mothers who haven't had measles. And again, the people who don't vaccinate, I hope.
That happens here.
Well, exactly.
But there's like kind of a flu epidemic happening right now.
Well, exactly. And
I'm scared to breathe.
I
I'm
heard
not
a
even
mother
kidding.
talk about she lost her child because she didn't have him get the flu vaccine. And he was 6, I think, and she could have had him vaccinated and never thought that it would be a problem. And he died very quickly. Apparently, it's been hitting children very, very quickly. And
That's scary.
It
and
is
I get
scary.
the debate about vaccinations, but
And my problem
If
is
you're
people
around
are so
people-
flip about it. Like, I've talked to lots of people who are like, I don't get the flu vaccine because every time I've gotten it, I get the flu. And I was like, everyone in my family got it, and guess what? None of us got the flu, so I don't know what.
maybe you were just bound to get the flu anyway.
But we didn't, and I'm sorry, my child's safety is way more important.
right,
Yeah.
right.
And I didn't get the flu shot, but that's because I'm lazy. I'm not gonna. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. I didn't get the
and
flu
you've
shot
been
because I
lucky,
did
and
not
you've
want
been
to.
lucky.
Well, that's
But
debatable. I've gotten sick, but
The herd has been
Right.
vaccinated,
Right.
so that
I'm a
protects you, too.
germaphobe, so like I'm.
Right.
That does help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm got my hand sanitizer. Got that. I'm at work and people are coughing and stuff. I'm like, psst.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I am. I'm like, I will mace you in the face
But
with
as far
Lysol
as,
if you don't
as
watch
far as
it.
the other vaccines, they have been that whole thing about ADHD or whatever has been so disproven. It was so
Who started
totally
that
disproven.
rumor?
Well, there were some
discredited
strange
it.
tests. No,
Who
they were
started
started before that.
Oh.
Actually, but it was some false
I'm laughing.
fast
because the camera
research.
girl's laughing at me
It's
during the
The camera person is always my immediate audience. If I can get them to laugh, I'm happy.
They never laughed at me before. That's funny.
Well, I saw someone post on Facebook. It was like, one of those stupid meme things like, remember when you used to get the chicken pox? How about your childhood years? And I was ready to post and be like, oh, how about a vaccine that makes it so that this generation doesn't have to go through that?
I've never had the chicken pox.
Because if you had chicken pox, you could very well get shingles.
Yeah.
I've never had chicken pox or
And
shingles.
well, you
I
can
had
get
it
a
twice.
chicken pox vaccine.
Forget it.
And you could get shingles. I have a friend right now who has shingles on one
That's
arm.
bad.
And
Can't you die from that?
everything, well,
Oh my God.
you can get, the pain must be incredible.
Can it like inflame arthritis and
It's,
stuff?
Don't say
and
that.
you get big
I
open
get to chicken pox,
blisters.
I'll be sad.
And a friend of my son's wife had it on her face
Ow.
and up into her eye. It took her
Oh
over a
my
year, and the
gosh.
pain must have been awful.
A year?
Additionally, she's
It lasts that
scarred.
long?
Well, in some cases it does.
Holy cow.
But the pain must be just incredible. Yeah, it can come back. So if you, and I don't know what age you have to be to get the shingles vaccine. I mean, I've had it because I'm old enough to get anything vaccine.
Your doctor comes in, well, Martha,
I got it.
You're ready for everything.
Right.
We're just going to give you
We're going to give
everything.
you all the shots.
But I really would urge you to find out what the age limit is, and if you haven't had the vaccine, get it. It's it's certainly worth the effort.
And it won't
because-
cause anything if you haven't had any sort of exposure
No,
to chicken pox and shit.
there's
I've
a
never
chicken-
had chicken pox
There
or
is a
shingles.
chicken. If you haven't had chicken pox and you are near someone with shingles,
I can get it.
you can get chicken pox.
Hell no.
But there is a
No way. Not today,
there is a
Satan.
vaccine
Not
that you can
today.
get.
Oh,
Well.
yeah, I remember chickenpox. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I had it up in my hair.
My kids had
Ew.
it on the palms of their hands. Yeah.
Scars.
Yeah.
My sister has a little scar on the side here
Yeah, my
from
son
one that she
does.
kept
Yeah.
scratching. And my mom said to us, you can't scratch anything except your head. So the two of us would be like,
It's the only place the scars won't show, right?
yeah.
So you scratch the crap out of your head.
And
That's
you'd
so
feel better.
funny.
You're like, oh,
Yeah.
I can take the rest of this. It's terrible. Eat the chicken.
So bottom line, let's get vaccinated, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's get
I
vaccinated.
will
Get
take
your
the
shots, y'all.
vaccine.
I might stop being lazy one day. We'll find out. My gosh, that pen keeps
Lady, they got
flying
free
right out of my hand.
vaccines
Forget
all
it.
over the place for the flu. All you gotta do
yeah.
is walk in.
I know. You're right. I don't know. I'm just lazy. I'll stop one day, but not today. Let's lighten things up
Even
a little
had
bit.
drive-in places you could go.
They did. I know they did. I've seen it. You're correct. You're correct.
Free flu vaccine with every shit.
Hey, sign me up. I'll do it. All right, I'm going to lighten things up a bit because I'm getting
please.
itchy talking about this measles and chicken pox crap. Okay, let's talk about our friend Fergie. I can't even say that with a straight face. Like, what was she doing? Like, she can sing. Why did she sound like that?
Certainly didn't sound like it.
I don't understand what she was.
It wasn't her best moment.
No.
According to her, she was trying to like jazz it up a bit and make it sultry sounding, but
It's the national.
it sounded. Just sing it.
On this one,
Don't get saucy with that
my
song.
husband-
Don't get saucy with the national
Just
anthem.
sing
Just
it.
sing
if
it.
anyone like fills out a note or like bounces a note or something, my husband just goes, "Oh, come on, it's the national."
Click.
Jesse
Jesse will
sing
do
it and be done. And I do agree with him.
I agree with him. Thank you, Jesse. I agree with him
Just
too.
sing it and be done.
It's such a hard thing to sing, though.
It's not
I mean,
easy. No.
It's not
in the
easy, which is
best
why
of
you
it-
should not deviate
No,
from the way it
exactly.
was written.
Yeah,
Oh,
she was
Fergs.
just awful. That was just,
Yeah.
Anyone who will get up and sing it, I
But-
never do it. But
I give her props for trying.
Yeah.
be tasteful while you do it. Yeah.
I give her props for trying, but
I
like
saw all the
no.
reports come out, and everyone, making fun of the whole event, and I hadn't seen it yet. And
It's
someone
bad.
posted, I was like, "Oh, here it is," and I went, "Oh, it's not that. Oh,
Yeah, like
okay.
she started out
that
okay,
bad?
and then it went down the toilet real
And I
fast.
think she was realizing it too. Did you get the feeling that she
Yeah.
was like,
Yet she pressed
okay,
on.
I'm in there and I'm just going to finish
Oh
this.
yeah,
damn
their
thing."
faces that.
My favorite was the players like trying not to laugh.
Right.
Like they're looking around. They're like, "Am I getting pranked right now?"
That's how it seemed, right? Because I don't know.
Oh, poor Fergie.
You know what? I give her props for trying, but
Oh, absolutely.
next time, just sing it the way it should be.
Do you think they paid her a lot to do that? I mean,
I'm certain.
I'm sure they did.
I don't think it was free.
Maybe stopped payment on that check.
They're going to want a refund for that
Exactly.
performance.
We're just going to cross off a couple zeros.
Maybe she just gave it some. You know what? This is on me.
Right?
because I blew it, I'm going to let you have this performance.
It's a 20%
This one's
Bed
on the
Bath
house.
& Beyond coupon and a free Shamrock shake. Thanks, Fergie. And a vaccine. And a vaccine.
And a vaccine. And a bottle of Josh.
And a bottle of So, wait, now that has value. That's $18.
That is $18.
Like near 20 with tax. Come on now.
She'll do better next time, I'm sure. She's gotten well, I'm just saying her next performance. She's a very good singer.
Really
and she
good.
caught a lot of heat for this.
Yeah,
I feel really bad.
I feel like there's going to be
because
no
it's not like
next
she's untalented. Well, there will be a next time for some
for
performance.
somebody, but not her. I feel like it's going to become
No,
a
I mean
joke.
like she'll perform again at some point.
Yeah, but not that song.
not that.
No, probably not that song.
It'll be
Maybe,
really
maybe she'll
funny
do
for
like a
few
little
years.
Instagram video and just be like, yes, I can sing this
She
song.
came out to her next contest. She was like,
See,
"Oh,
she
just
said-
kidding, guys."
She said she wanted to sound creative. She wanted to see if she could be creative. I think they should give her a redo. Because I bet she would do a great job. Just sing the
I
damn
know she
thing.
would. If she sang it just the way
Yeah.
it was, she
Yeah.
would definitely do a really good job. But it wasn't her best, and everybody has bad days. So not every performing is hard.
Send her to the White House and let her sing for you. What the heck?
Okay, yeah, maybe they'll appreciate her there. Ooh, I
Fergie,
kicked my
here's to
soda
you.
over.
God bless you.
God
and
bless you.
Your terrible version of the
Right.
You tried.
You tried.
E for effort, baby.
E for effort.
And
All
Not a
right,
note you sang.
we are gonna get to our surprise topic.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Surprise
Where
topic's
is it?
on me.
It's underneath your chair, but I
So,
can't reach it.
surprise topic for this month basically comes down to like a mini therapy session. So I need your advice and your insight on this, is where this one comes from. So I have this group of ladies that I've been friends with for years, but we don't hang out a lot because, marriage, children, life.
Yeah.
So we planned to get together for very soon, and I was all excited about it until I found out that there were some people that were then invited that I don't really get along with too much. And I wouldn't consider them part of the crew that did hang out, but they were invited because they are friends of the hostess. And so I was talking to another friend today who was invited, and I was like, is it wrong that I just don't want to go now? Because I feel like the conversation will be dominated, and I won't get to have it. And I went to another event where that exact thing happened. And I basically sat there feeling awkward for 2 hours until I was like, all right, I'm going to leave now. So have you ever been in that situation?
Yes.
What have you done? Have you ever felt like not a part of a group anymore?
Yeah, I've had friends that are inviters, where you think it's just going to be like you, her, maybe one or two other people that you
Right.
know, then before you know it, it's people you don't even know.
Right.
And it's changed the whole dynamic of that situation. So
Right.
no, I've backed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I won't be able to speak freely or totally be myself.
I never feel that way.
I know you don't. Maybe I just need to be a little bit like you.
But
this
I
week.
do
who's
know that
watching.
feeling of having, you knew this group of friends, you've been friends for a long time. And actually another friend of mine went through this a couple of years ago with going to the beach with the same group of women that went, and then one of them invited someone else who she couldn't stand. My friend could not stand her. She said, but she's already invited her, and she didn't ask any of the rest of us if it was okay. And I think, if it was just a party that she was inviting random people, it
one
was different.
thing.
But if this was meant to be a get-together of your good friends, no, I don't go. Excuse me, because now it's more than that. Now it's not a get-together of your good friends.
Yeah, and originally the concept was.
Not always.
I think it depends on who the more is, and I feel like I won't be able to speak freely. I feel like I will feel awkward for the entire time,
Right.
and it just as soon as I found out the extended list, my excitement went from here to sub level.
I
And
feel you.
and I don't know. Yeah,
I'll go with you.
Okay.
You can invite all of us.
Let's do
Take
it.
me.
We'll go.
I
Yeah.
will break the ice. We got 10 minutes. Wow, that today flew fast.
Flew.
Jane tweeted us. Jane said, Jane the answer gal, shingles vaccine available for age 50 and above.
Okay.
CDC
not
recommends
there
not
yet.
before 60
not
as
getting
it
it.
may not be as effective if given earlier. The
Okay.
vaccine is good for 5 years. You're welcome, she said.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you, Jane.
Jane, you're amazing.
Jane is
I'll put a
amazing.
reminder on my phone for 60.
I barely made the cut down at the.
That's funny.
You did.
Right.
All right, let's roll that DVD again.
So, thank you for validating my feelings. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
That was the surprise Dear Abby topic.
That's funny. I'm sort of fly by the seat of my pants. I don't care who's there, unless I like really despise them, and even then, it might still be fun to show up. I'm serious.
Yeah, depending on your mood.
Yeah, I'm saucy. I don't know. If someone I know that I don't like is going to be there, I may just show up.
Exactly.
If I
Just to cause a little
still
trouble.
go, I may just go into it a little bit like Sheila, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go in and
Just
Guns blazing,
go
baby.
and have a good time.
Guns
mix things up.
blazing.
All right.
All right. So did anybody watch any Olympics?
I know. Yes.
Just a little bit.
Did we watch,
Oh, indeed.
what was our thing a couple of years ago that we were, was it curling that we were obsessed with? We were going to start our own
Everyone gets
curling.
obsessed with curling.
I don't even know
Perfect.
what curling is
It's
still.
a perfect sport. You don't have to wear a uniform. You don't even have to be particularly physically fit. No, you don't.
Well,
There's
why
no.
is it?
Wait. There's no bottle. There's no physical contact. You don't move real fast, right?
Just fast.
You're on but for about 5 seconds.
It's fast.
It's like floor shuffleboard?
Yeah. Well, here's my favorite part, though. Wasn't one of the from Russia Olympians found doping in curling?
Curling, I know.
Stop.
No.
I just
He
I
was.
was like, how is that a
To
thing?
get through the sport or just to win?
Least sport in the world, and they're doping.
And they're doping.
What is the purpose?
You
Like,
can-
why?
you can tell
Russia.
it's to get through. It's a bunch of guys with dad bods, and then like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Forget about it.
Right.
Oh my goodness, that cracked me up. But yeah, I love curling because
It
you don't
was
even really
fun.
have to know what's going on. You can
No,
turn
you
on,
have
you're
no-
like, you're like, go faster, go faster.
Sweeping.
But you have no idea. I still don't know
Two
what
Swiffers out there.
scoring is.
It really is like two Swiffers.
Two Swiffers and a Roomba out there.
I can
Did
do
you
that.
see the
I
video
just
of that?
called a few hours ago.
With the Roomba.
And two Swiffers.
Oh my
yeah.
god, it cracks me up. It's so funny. I didn't watch a lot because like when everything was happening, it was like midnight to 7 a.m.
Yeah, I'm in
I'm
bed.
sorry, I was
Right.
sleeping.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, you're
So
not
I,
watching?
yeah, I didn't see a lot. I unfortunately didn't get into this Olympics like I
So
typically
you didn't
do.
see that guy from Tonga who walked in half naked?
What?
Is he the
Didn't
greasy
he do
guy?
that at the Summer Olympics
The
a couple
greasy
years
guy
Yeah.
with the flag. What?
Yeah.
He needs to wipe down. He's too shiny.
ago? 2 years ago,
I don't
though, right?
appreciate his,
think he
his
was-
gleam. I don't. That's gross. Like, don't touch me. You're greasy.
No. Built well.
But, well,
Well, I'm gonna have to go back to the footage
Yeah.
for that one.
like I think I hear the phone ringing.
She wants to see the shiny guy. He's like, he's probably him calling to yell at me. It better not be him. I don't think it is.
You hope not.
Okay. The dog?
Yeah, Martha's Lab.
Oh, I'm going to talk about him.
Okay. Tell me
talk
about
about
him. Martha did get a new dog.
We got another dog. We rescued Truman. We got a home viewer. So home viewer
Oh, home viewer.
trumps. Oh, wait. Said
Okay.
that word.
Hi, home viewer.
Hi!
Is this Heidi?
Hi, Sheila!
How are you?
I'm good. I'm watching you. You're so cute,
You're
Sheila
cute.
Harrington.
I'm so glad you called.
Yeah, I have a question. I'm so glad you guys brought up, like, the idea of not having to be that athletic to compete in the Olympics. Because I was watching the bobsled team, like, yesterday, and I was like, what does it really take to run and jump in a bobsled?
Not much, right?
Guts.
Right?
Yeah,
I
guts.
just feel like they just didn't seem that fit or anything, and I just feel like me and Sheila to do it. So
Yeah, we can totally do that. Let's start our own bobsled team.
Support that.
okay, yeah. Woo!
That'd be so fun.
Good luck with
I mean,
that.
that's a good point, right?
What?
I mean, that's a good point, right?
think so.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying our show tonight?
Absolutely.
Is this the first time you've watched?
It's the first time I've watched like a complete episode, I guess, if you will. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, I'm so glad you're
Yeah.
watching and I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad you called.
Yeah, absolutely.
That made my night. That and your visit earlier made my night.
Absolutely. More to come. Yeah.
Aw. You're the best. Thank you so
You're the
much
best.
for calling.
Bye,
Mwah.
ladies.
Love you. Oh, that's my friend.
She's the cutest voice.
She's so cute. She's super
love her
cute.
voice.
You'd love everything about her. She's awesome.
Well, quickly, we got a dog. He's rescued from Tennessee. He's a chocolate lab. His name is Truman. He's a year and a half old.
I love that.
Our Bessie,
He's got a sweet smile, Nicole.
He's got
said.
a
He's
sweet
super
smile.
cute.
He's very sweet.
There
There's
he
a
is.
picture of him.
That's him.
There he is. Yes.
I just want to kiss his
There's
face
another
off.
picture of him.
I need to visit with Biscuit so he doesn't bite my
Yes.
ankles.
No, he doesn't. He's a licker.
Ew.
He loves to love. He traveled all the way by van on Friday from Tennessee to Allentown, where we met him and brought him home. And our Bessie's not sure about him, but she's setting her boundaries, and he kisses her every chance he gets.
playing hard.
So,
Aw.
she's just playing hard to get.
That's so cool.
Good for her, though.
Yeah, so I urge all of you to rescue a dog
Yep. Amen.
That
or
is
or
cool.
something.
Well, we only have a couple of minutes left here. Have you heard about the new tap room opening on Franklin Street at the station?
Yes.
That's going to be interesting.
And you know,
what a strange location for
the man
it.
who owns that brewery is former child prodigy snowboarder and skateboarder.
I
He's
didn't
a
know this.
son of a friend of mine from Kutztown, and he went national and had a lot of, when he was very, very much of a teenager, made a lot of money, went all over the world, and came back and went to college and wasn't sure what he wanted to do, and then he opened the brewery. And so that should be neat.
Yeah.
to have that down there. Yeah.
That sounds like a field trip.
I kind of feel like
It certainly does.
It's a field trip.
It certainly does.
That's definitely a field trip.
I saw that look.
In fact, I saw that a couple of years ago when we were at the old studio and they were getting ready for the auction. He had donated a skateboard.
Wow.
Because he had
Very cool.
I like them
signed
more
it.
and more.
Well, we only have like another minute or so left. Do we have any plugs or anything? If we don't, I do.
I just have to say that High School Musical season is coming up, and start to look around for posters, support. There's going to be some great shows happening this season.
Absolutely.
So.
There's actually a show happening this weekend at Genesius. It's Thoroughly Modern Millie.
Yes.
I believe it's running Friday. I honestly don't know. Check the website. GenesiusDifference.org. I know it's at least Friday, Saturday.
She's honest.
I told you I was tired. Also, I wanted to let you know, my color guard is doing 2 fundraisers right now. So we're selling pasta, like different fun-shaped pastas. They're so cute.
Cool.
And we're also selling Little Caesars kits. So if anybody's interested, send us a tweet or an email or something. Yeah, let us know. Let me know. So we want to thank everyone for everyone that called us tonight. We want to thank our crew here, Shane, Joan, and Corinne. Our next show is Monday, March 26th at 9 p.m. And we'll be right here, right? Will Jane be with us that show? No, Jane? Oh, well, hopefully we'll at least hear from her.
We'll be thinking of you.
Yeah.
We're back in April, right?
Probably June.
June?
June?
Okay. Well, we'll miss her, but we'll have to just...
We've been holding on.
Yeah. We'll have her back soon enough. But in the meantime, we have such fun.
We do.
Don't we?
We do.
Fun
And we
tonight.
have fun with all of you. Oh.
See you all later. Bye.
No segue there. No segue there.